More horror movies? Really?
More horror movies. That's what the world needs.
Well, I'm ready for that musical theater episode.
That happens sometimes.
Not this week.
Not this week, but it does happen.
Episode 376 of
The Horror Guys.
Yay!
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Brian.
And we're going to talk about 5 horror movies that we saw this week.
As we do every week. Well, what do we got?
You know, I was looking, and this is kind of an entertaining week. I didn't dislike any of these. We have...
Now, understanding them might be a little bit more of a challenge.
Yeah. I'm not saying they were all clear, but we're going to start out with NFT, a brand new one. NFT Cursed Images.
Ooh.
Which explains why some NFTs are worse than other NFTs.
I don't really want any of them.
And after watching that movie, I don't understand NFTs any more than I did before. So knowing finance and NFTs is not a requirement for enjoying the movie. And we're going to watch Hunters of the Silence also, which was a strange kind of grief monster. And 45, which brings us to the edge of the apocalypse, the Armageddon. And a strange techno-fantasy called Obex. And we're going to watch the Silent Hill series.
The first one of those.
And we started with Silent Hill.
From 2006.
Yeah.
As always, our collected reviews are in Horror Monthly at horrormonthly.com. Pick it up in print or ebook every month. Issue number 54 is available now. Just came out last week. And it's got everything we watched back in February. Lots of good stuff in there. Just to remind everybody, that was when we did all the Anaconda movies, all the Lake Placid movies, and a whole bunch of other good stuff. So check that out at horrormonthly.com. Also at horrormonthly.com, you can click up at the top where they have the Horror Guys Guides, and pick up the Horror Guys Guides to the film and TV series Tremors.
Oh, that was so fun.
Everybody's seen the first movie, but did you know there were 7 of them?
And a TV series.
And a 13-episode TV series. Yes.
That's a lot of Tremors.
There's a lot going on there. It's more than just the graboids.
The Adventures of Burt Gummer.
And yes, and everybody else in town.
Yeah, if you've only seen the first movie, Burt Gummer, who's kind of a minor character in the first movie, becomes the main character throughout the series. And
he is a character.
And he is a character. He gets more eccentric, I think, as he goes along. Yeah.
All right, so what are we going to watch first?
We should watch NFT Cursed Images.
Ooh, I like that poster, though.
Brand new out this year. Yeah, that's very awesome.
I mean, graphically, it's kind of awful. It's just a cheap digital thing, but that's an NFT for you.
It is, yeah, and it's digital monsters.
Written and directed by Jonas Odenheimer, stars Najarra, Townsend, David Wayman, and Mariah Nonnemacher. Hour and 13 minutes, so it's a little on the shorter side.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a YouTube trailer in the notes as always.
Well, they don't waste much time in this.
They don't. They get right to it.
Uh-huh.
Spoiler free.
Well, it's 2021, and NFTs are hot.
Don't hear much about them anymore.
No, they kind of...
I think now we're at the NFTs are not.
They still exist, but not like they did.
Yeah.
A group of young friends in London start having some big troubles when they receive some NFTs that have curses attached. And
they always say watch out for attachments, but I think they were talking about emails.
Yeah. Well, and the problem that we both had with this, there's rules with each curse. Like the NFTs are distinct, each curse is distinct. And so they thought they had a solution. But the rules and the ending seemed a little unclear.
Okay.
And we both liked it more than disliked it, though. And I think I liked it better than you did overall. But neither of us disliked it.
There were things I didn't like, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
Well, a couple walks home late at night. Sue thinks she sees something and gets spooked. She talks about how an NFT has scared her. Her friend is making a lot of money with the NFTs, and her friend passed one on to her. There are supposed to be dozens of these cursed images that are shared online. Sue can't get through to her friend now suddenly, and suddenly Mark vanishes. She's alone. When Sue tries to call the police, all she sees on her phone is that NFT, and credits roll.
Uh-oh.
Killed by a little image.
Bad NFTs. Well, not just the image. It's what comes out of the image.
Well, it's 2021, and NFTs are still a thing. Kit is a successful NFT trader. Dan complains about being a millennial and the current job market. I don't think that's changed. There are boomer and doomer jokes. The whole group got rich with crypto, except for poor Dan, who's just kind of a whiner.
Mm-hmm.
James doesn't know what an NFT is, and the others all explain it, and yet it still doesn't make any sense. Julie and Cass arrive, which is NFT's fault, not the fault of the movie.
Right, yeah.
It's just dumb.
It's a weird concept, yeah.
Julie and Cass arrive, and Kit's not happy about that. They have history. But the women have exactly the same thoughts about the men. They all seem to be infatuated with NFTs. It's even better than crypto.
It was for a while. It was hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The group talks James and Dan into buying some NFTs right now. They explain the nonsense that is NFT. Kit suddenly has 7 of them transferred to his account out of the blue. It's from a collection called Crypto Horrors. Sarah's heard of those. They're real cursed images. There are only 666 of them, and they get airdropped to you at random. And then he sends each one of the persons in the group one of the NFTs.
Coincidentally, there's 7 of them.
What a coincidence,
Yeah,
yes.
so they each get a curse.
And then the NFTs start going bad.
Yeah, the party breaks up and
Bad things
they start
happen.
kicking in immediately. Yeah.
Well, the background music here is a little bit too loud, especially in the beginning when they're doing all the talking. It's kind of hard to follow all the British people talking due to the musical noise. In that party, they had... Well, it was music at the party, and they were talking over it.
Mm-hmm.
But you couldn't understand what the hell they were saying half the time.
It was a challenge, too.
The visuals are all pretty good, as is the acting. The creatures themselves aren't particularly impressive, but we mostly only get flashes and glimpses of them.
Yeah, and actually I thought that was a very cool thing because it's kind of a digital effect when they start coming out. Kind of crackling with static, and yeah, it's brief, but I thought very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've done some crypto in the past, but I never understood NFTs at all. And of course, I was right on those. Even today, I don't quite understand where the value is supposed to come from. Still, the only thing they normally kill in real life is your net worth. I like the idea of cursed NFTs, and that they appear from nowhere. The ending, though, made no real sense. Are the victims killed, or are they possessed? One person toward the ending there should have been spared because they followed the rules, but the monsters weren't following their own rules.
Yeah, it didn't seem to. Yeah.
It's a neat concept, but the actual story was a little overwhelming. I think they could have done more with it.
I think maybe, but overall,
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
I was entertained. Yeah.
2025, Hunters of the Silence. That's a cool title.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was based on a poem.
And this was just new to us this year, right? I mean, what was it? Was it a U.S. thing?
Oh, I think it's a new 2026 American release. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Written and directed by Tatu Heikkinen and Velita Thorson Heikkinen. I mangled that, didn't I?
As you may guess, it's an international film.
Stars Tatu Heikkinen, John Holm, and Velita Thorson Heikkinen. Same people that wrote and directed it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Runtime is 1 hour and 11 minutes. It's another short one. And there's a YouTube trailer. I like that poster, too.
Very cool. Yeah.
Spoiler free.
Spoiler free. The IMDb description says, quote, "In the stillness of the night, a man is trapped between worlds. As darkness closes in and reality blurs, he must confront the haunters of the silence," end quote. And it's hard to pin down more of a story than that.
It's got a loose story, for sure.
It does, yeah. The visuals are very cool. Sound and music are effective, and Tatu Heineken is completely natural, going through his days and his haunted nights.
I don't think it's Heineken.
Okay.
Heineken is beer.
Hike in.
Yeah.
Yes.
My
bad.
Northern Europe. I don't know. I think he said Finnish?
I think it's Finnish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A man walks along the beach and eventually stops to dump someone's ashes into the water. As he drives home, credits roll. The man, whose name is Kay, sits in his house, and we see photos and things about his wife, who is the one who has just died. He goes to sleep, and we see all around his house. An alert from his porch camera wakes him up, and he goes out to investigate. Finding nothing, he goes back inside and checks inside the house. See, he's seen horror movies.
Yes, he has.
More weird stuff happens after he goes back to bed, so he searches some more. And then he falls to the floor and starts hallucinating. Kay runs through the misty forest and comes to an abandoned building. It all gets pretty surreal and weird. After a while, he starts being pursued by a man in a hat. He wakes up when he gets a phone call from his father, but he then dreams about skulls and bones, followed by many other weird visuals. Wow, there's only like 2 paragraphs left of my synopsis.
It's a short
There's
synopsis.
just not a lot here to spoil, really.
It's all about the visuals.
Yeah, it is.
Uh-huh.
It's very slow-moving and atmospheric. Everything is hazy and dreamlike, which reflects the main character's state of mind after losing his wife. It was inspired by the director/writer/star's experience with sleep paralysis. It's all very visual, but there's no real plot to speak of. It's just Kay and what he sees or imagines he sees. There's not much dialogue at all, as Kay is alone throughout the whole film.
Almost entirely, yeah.
There's some background noise, the radio and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nightmare on film. It's kind of surprisingly relaxing, considering that.
Yeah.
And I almost caught myself going to sleep a couple of times, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's unique and weird.
Mm-hmm.
I think
liked it.
if you liked Skinamarink, this has much more of a plot to it than that, but it's kind of this. I think it would appeal to the same people.
I bet it would, yeah.
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 I hated Skinamarink, by the way, but this I liked.
So did I, and I liked this.
Yeah. So it's similar, but different enough to be good.
Yeah.
45 from 2025. Directed by Baz Hencher. Written by Baz Hencher and Michael Walcott. Stars Benedict Bereford, Sean Botha, and Ryan Brunt. It is 40 minutes.
So it's a long short or
It's a long short, yes.
movie. Yeah.
Spoiler free.
Well, go ahead.
After Fallon loses his daughter, his search for answers lead him on a surreal and creepy quest wrapped up in religious prophecy. It builds well as it goes along until a chilling finish. We were both impressed.
And it starts out, we get a biblical math lesson. It is the end of days, and there's only 45 days to go or something like that. It's June 6th, 2022. And it opens with police and detectives examining a crime scene out in a field. A young girl was murdered and bitten with some kind of ritual killing. And flash forward 3 years. Carson and Fallon talk about 45, whoever that is. 45 is dangerous, and whoever gets close to him dies.
He's the killer.
Well, despite the warning, Fallon, who is the dead girl's father, still wants to know more. He wants some answers still, and never really got any. Didn't find out who killed her, Well, Fallon goes to see Father Vaughn, who does know something about the case.
He may be the creepiest priest ever.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah. Well, Vaughn talks about the book of Daniel and the end times. He believes that 45 is the one who killed Fallon's daughter. And he's also involved with the Antichrist and the end of the world through a holy war.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Fallon's daughter may have been sent by God to defeat the Antichrist, which is why she was killed. And as soon as Fallon leaves, the old priest collapses and dies.
Yeah, it's a good place to stop.
And then more stuff happens as Fallon is on the case.
Well, as an American, I found the accents a little difficult, and I watch a lot of British films. They were kind of thick here with the accents.
It was, yeah.
But still, there was a good bit of dialogue from some characters that I just kind of missed out on, which I think detracted from my understanding a little bit of what was going on.
I got the hang of the accents
I still followed
as
it
it went
mostly,
along.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all very ominous, and most of the film builds suspense as Fallon digs deeper into the problem. The visuals are excellent, and it all looks great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
You could say that about this one and the previous one. They both really look good.
And I thought this one built really nicely. It was creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And looks really good. IMDb says the budget was $2,700.
Okay.
And if that's accurate, that's a lot of good movie making for $2,700.
Well, it's only 40 minutes, but still, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Okay, well, another weird one is Obex from 2025. Directed by Albert Burney, written by Albert Burney and Pete Oz. Stars Albert Burney and Frank Mosley. This is like the Independent Film Week, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
90 minutes long, and there is a YouTube in the show notes. I definitely recommend checking out the trailer for this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Spoiler free.
Well, Connor leads a quiet, isolated life at home with his dog, his computer, and media. Lots of media. In 1987. And everything is so normal until he plays the computer game Obex. And then reality and digital start to blur together when he goes on a quest to find his missing dog inside the game. It's slow-moving and fascinating, kind of surreal, and we both really enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's like if David Lynch did comedies.
Set in 1987.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of nostalgia there with the
there is.
old tech. Yeah.
I remember 1987. I played these games on disc.
Yeah. I
don't remember going inside it like Obex.
I used computers and stuff back then. Yeah.
It's 1987. Connor watches 3 TVs at once. He is a media consumer.
Yes, he is.
He feeds the dog and takes out the trash. He seems normal enough. He watches a show about people making a cicada omelet. Well, that ain't quite normal. But we see that there are billions of cicadas outside. It's that time of year. He then types in and prints off an ASCII portrait on his computer. Now, I've seen these kind of portraits. I always thought they had like a camera attachment or something. He's doing it.
He's doing it the hard way. Typing.
Period, colon, semicolon, dash, period, colon, semicolon, dash. You know, that kind of thing to make a picture.
Mm-hmm. And
I cannot imagine a more tedious job.
Which he sells for $5 a piece.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mary comes to the door, bringing groceries, but he doesn't let her in. He apparently never leaves the house. After she leaves, he checks the mail and finds out he's got a new computer magazine. I used to get those.
It used to be a thing.
He's got an ad in there about his photo art service. He turns the page and sees an ad for a new game called Obex. It promises to insert you into the game. That's cool. He records a video that tells the game makers about himself so that he can be put into a game. And he mentions his dog, too.
Mm-hmm.
Then he has a weird dream about his dead mother. Well, the Obex game soon arrives in the mail. He loads it right in and gets started. The game actually does have Connor's image in it, but it's really clunky by today's standards. It's basically his face on a little guy that he moves around the screen, and he enjoys it for about a minute or two, and then it doesn't do much, so he throws it in the trash. Not much to that game.
But it's not not that easy getting rid of it.
No. So, yeah. That's a good place to stop, probably.
Yeah,
the
probably
Obex game comes back and steals his dog.
Yes. So he has to go into the game to get his dog back.
Yeah, I loved all the old computer technology, though I never imagined anybody did that kind of ASCII art by hand. The rest of it, though, I remember all this stuff. It's all done in black and white, which makes it seem more surreal, and it does fit in a bunch of old video game tropes. This is definitely an old adventure-style game.
Yep, going on a quest.
It's slow-moving, and there's very little action, but the concept and the execution are really interesting, and it never gets dull. And I liked this one a lot.
I'm going to go out there and say this is my favorite of the week.
What was our first one?
NFT First Images.
Hours of Silence, 45. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Favorite of the week.
I was entertained by all of them, but yeah, I'm going to go with that as my fave.
None of them are bad.
Yeah.
But that takes us down to Silent Hill from 2006. It's our mainstream movie of the week, I guess.
You know, after watching this movie, I was thinking they should make a video game out of this.
They should. A whole series of them, maybe.
Yeah.
Directed by Christoph Gans, written by Roger Avery, stars Rhoda Mitchell, Sean Bean, Laurie Holden, and a bunch of other people. 126 minutes. This is a long one.
Yeah.
It's longer than any of the other two put together.
Yeah.
Spoiler free. Little Sharon has a strange ailment that makes her sleepwalk and have hallucinations. So adopted mother Sharon takes her to Silent Hill trying to find the answers.
Oh, we got that wrong.
What?
Sharon, Rose is the mother. Her adopted
Rose.
mother, Rose.
She ends up having a weird and dark adventure. Almost, you might say it was a lot like a horror video game.
Almost.
And of course, the movie is based on a very popular video game series. The effects and story are creepy, but we both thought it over 2 hours long. It got pretty draggy and repetitive here and there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Its biggest fault, I thought. Too long.
Yeah, I think they could have cut out about half an hour out of the middle. Well, what happens?
Well, Sharon has gone missing in the middle of the night. Her mother, Rose, runs out through the woods after her and arrives at a huge waterfall. She sees Sharon on a nearby cliff and tackles her. Sharon screams, "Silent Hill!" over and over. Christopher, the father, catches up to them and carries Sharon home, and credits roll.
You know, if you live that close to a waterfall and your kid sleepwalks, you'd probably put up a fence or something.
Lock the door at night, you know. So,
okay.
yeah. Well, sometime later, Rose asks Sharon about Silent Hill and her sleepwalking. Sharon doesn't remember any of it, so they're going to go there for a visit without Sharon's father. He looks on Rose's computer and...
She basically kidnaps the kid.
Yeah, without telling him, yeah. He's wanting conventional treatments, and she's like, no, that doesn't work, so we're just leaving, bye. He looks on Rose's computer for clues, and it's full of information about the tainted town and the ghost town of Silent Hill. Christopher says that Sharon needs to be in a hospital under medication. Could Sharon have come from Silent Hill?
She's adopted.
She is adopted, yeah. Well, while Rose and Sharon are doing the stuff in town, he kind of does detective stuff in the real world. Well, Rose and Sharon stop at a gas station for directions to Silent Hill. There's a strange policewoman who stops and talks to Sharon. They break through the fence to Silent Hill with the cop in pursuit, and it goes badly when they crash. When Rose wakes up, ash is falling from the sky, and Sharon is gone. The sign says, "Welcome to Silent Hill."
It looks just like that video game.
Yeah. Well, she walks into town, and it's completely abandoned and hard to see through the falling ash. She sees someone running in the distance and gives chase, but cannot catch up. And then an air raid siren goes off. She goes down to a tunnel, and it's made of a big maze of corridors, and then she runs into hundreds of little mutant children-looking things that chase her.
That's a good place to stop.
It is, yeah. Other creepy things happen, and the cop catches up with her, and they have adventures.
They do.
Yeah.
Sean Bean didn't die in this movie.
He did not.
What's up with that?
He doesn't die in every movie.
No. Actually, he only interacted with Rose and Sharon for a minute at the beginning. Otherwise, his part is mostly unrelated to the action. He hangs around in the real city doing research and explanations that we really didn't need. But, okay, it's got Sean Bean.
But I thought that was a cool thing, too, because he and a different cop are in the real world, and Rose and Sharon are, like, underworld, I guess. You know, it's parallel reality.
Yeah.
And they're in the same place at the same time and don't see each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alternate dimensions.
Yeah, very cool.
I played a little bit of the original game way back when it came out in 1999. That's 27 years ago that game came out.
Dang.
And they've definitely got the atmosphere down right with the smoke or the ash and the fog, and it's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's well beyond 2 hours long, and it does drag quite a bit. Overall, the visuals are excellent. The story drags in the middle, like we already said.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a weird one for sure.
It entertained.
Yeah, if you like the video, if you know the video game and you like the video game, you should watch this one. It's very good.
And I don't. And
I don't know how much the story matches up, but the town itself does.
I don't, and I still thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And this is, I suspect, is one of those series that it goes downhill fast.
I suspect.
Yeah.
Although they didn't make a whole lot of official movies. If you look on IMDb, it's confusing because there's 3 official movies, but there's other movies too that are listed that don't, they're not official enough to be on IMDb, but you look for, what's the order of Silent Hill movies you should watch?
And there's only 3.
It comes up with 3.
What about those others?
What about the others that are out there? So it's kind of weird. There must have been something weird with the copyright or, royalties. People could make fan movies, but...
Does IMDb allow pirated fan films?
I
don't know.
The listings in IMDb sound official.
They look legit,
They look legit, yeah. So anyway, we're officially going to watch 3 of them for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see about others.
And next week we will have Silent Hill Revelation from 2012 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Along with 4 other films to be determined. But in the meantime, go over to horrorweekly.com, sign up for our once-a-week mailing list that's got all our reviews, including full spoilers. Or just stop in for a little quick visit over at horrorguys.com and look up your favorite horror movie there and see if we've watched it. We've done thousands by this point.
We have.
But that's it for this week. I'm Brian.
And I'm Kevin.
We'll see you next week.
See ya.